The upcoming patch notes have been released on the Vietnamese Facebook page before they've been put anywhere else. So in this video, I've got HoangIceD here with me to help translate into English, and there is some big stuff in these patch notes, including a major change to the equipment system. So stick around in this video as we figure out everything you need to know from the upcoming patch notes, and this is actually a big deal. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming here with HoangIceD from Kingdom 2, who's going to help me out in translating the patch notes from Vietnamese to English. These were on the official Rise of Kingdoms Facebook page, and we've broken it down into 5 sections. And we're using Google Translate to get this done, but HoangIceD also speaks Vietnamese, and he can help translate some of the things that don't quite cross over correctly. There's going to be timestamps in the description, so you can jump to whichever part you're most excited about, and there is actually a major change to the equipment system in this particular patch note. And there's a lot of details that and questions that we have, but let's actually just get started with the first picture that we have here. The Rise of Kingdoms Happy Easter 1.0.56. We plan to update the game version. We plan to update the game on the 6th of April, and the servers will be down for about 3 hours during that update period. We apologize for any convenience caused, and we'll send a compensation reward once the update is complete. The crazy series of events, that probably is crazy. How should that actually translate, HoangIceD?
I think it's frenzy. Just frenzy. Just
okay.
Frenzy.
Yeah, crazy. The crazy series. So the frenzy, maybe it's a frenzy series of events coming within a week of the update. Easter is approaching with a host of exciting new events. The Easter Parade, 7 days of a multi-part hunt with a great bonus. The Happy Rabbit, help rabbits prepare for the party and get rewarded. So this is all Easter stuff, right? Treasure Hunt, The governor wants to win big, the Happy Rabbit event. Better go collect decorative eggs, so Easter egg hunt incoming. Soroli Raid, summon allies and join Soroli's final battle. So I think this is the Soroli Assault. And then protect the supplies. Escort supplies to the village safely, protect people's property, and then team summon. Oh! Hey, remember when I covered that event on the channel? I'll have a card up in the top. This was the event where actually it didn't make sense for me to play it, but instead I just bought the bundles and then let all the items turn into, like, I forget what it was, like 650 gems a pop. This event, if it is what I think it is, should be actually quite rewarding, even if you don't play the event and you just get the items free to play and then turn them into gems. Okay, so this is the one about equipment, and I think HoangIceD is going to weigh in a good bit here to help me translate this and make sure that I'm interpreting this correctly, and we're going to do the best we can with the information we have. So this says, improve gameplay and equipment since its launch. The item system has become an important, well-received part of the game. In this update, we have added a new element to the system. This is a big deal, which changes the power of some items depending on what season you are in. So presumably this is referring to KvK Season 1, KvK Season 2, KvK Season 3, or Season of Conquest, and the Age of your Kingdom. We hope you will enjoy this new, more complete system. The new logo equipment system, for a while after this update launches, the Emblem equipment system will be available for kingdoms that have entered Lost Kingdom Season 1 and later. So there's a new system. I don't know if this word is translating as intended, but I think emblem is fair. So there's like emblems that are relevant for Season 1 and later. Governors can turn certain items into emblem items using symbolic crystal and gold. So essentially what I'm seeing here is that you enhance equipment with an emblem using these two things, gold and symbolic crystals. Well, how do you get symbolic crystals? The new emblem item provides a boost to the army's base attribute, which is determined by the season of the Lost Kingdom you're currently participating in. And I'll keep reading and then try to interpret here. The new Artisan Forge events close to the Master's Forge event login item system comes with a new Artisan Forge event. So I think there's going to be a new event to get some of these items that you use to make item or emblems or emblem equipment. Complete quests for rewards, including Symbolic Crystal. The Symbolic Crystal can be purchased in the Lost Canyon store and the Buddha Season Shop, which Ice was telling me earlier is actually the KvK Season Shop, right?
Yes, that's right.
So let's try to break this thing down and keep me honest here, right? So what I think we're seeing is that you can get these items, Symbolic Crystal, you use gold on equipment you already have, and it enhances it to have more stats. Does that sound right?
Yep, it sounds like what I think. It's just like a museum, but for equipment.
Yeah, I think that's a great metaphor. If I'm being honest, like a lot of power creep. I mean, I guess it depends on how much the item is enhanced. Do you have any read on that specific language around what it's enhancing? It says to boost the army's base attribute.
Yeah, that is actually close to what you get translated to. It's close.
So it's enhancing the base stats of the item. We don't know by how much. And equipment is about to get a whole heck of a lot stronger, potentially. And I guess the questions I have are, how rare are these items? How many of these items are players going to be able to get free to play? Presumably there's going to be some amount of spending in game that will make it so you can sort of speed up the rate at which you've emblemized or put an emblem into all of your equipment. Other questions I have is like, how much gold does it cost? Maybe that's not the most important thing. But I will say, before everybody panics, that when they released the museum system, everybody was freaking out that it was like entirely pay to win. And then right when you enter your first season of Conquest KvK, they give you so many exhibit coins and so many relic coins. Like, you can pretty much do the exhibit and relic for everything you would need. I don't know if that's going to be the case for the equipment system, but that's definitely what I'm left wondering. If these items are so rare that we will only have like maybe one set ready for the next KvK, or if they're going to be so common that like it's a way to spend a bunch of gold and get some more stats, and I guess you could have 5 marches right away. That feels unlikely to me.
So personally, I think stat-wise, I think it's only available to the epic tier and lower, because I believe there's no way they're gonna introduce they make the legendary equipments even more powerful. I mean, for example, you can just make one Horn of Fury or a Ring of Doom, and then you enhance it. I feel like there's just no way they're gonna do that. And like they said here, they're just gonna boost the base stats of the army. So I believe it's just gonna, you know, take effect on those equipments that gonna gives you some army stats. It's not like some special effects like, increase skill damage, give you rages, or kind of attack damage and stuff. Yeah.
That's actually a good call out. Several good call outs. So when it says it increases the base attribute, you bring up an interesting question of like, does that mean it might work for Horn of Fury, where the base attribute would be rage? Or is this referring more to just like raw stats and items that have stats? And even, can you do all equipment, or is it only certain equipment that will get the buff? Because I mean, if they only put this on like green and blue gear, for example, like that gear would get potentially pretty strong by the time you get to Season of Conquest and would have a balancing effect rather than an imbalancing effect, which is what I'm afraid adding a emblem onto top tier legendaries that are talented already might do. I don't know. There's a lot to uncover here, and like we'll just have to see what the additional details they give us say, because this, I mean, I genuinely don't know how I feel about this yet. I am, I guess, hopeful, but also concerned for game balance, because like obviously game balance could change here in like a really major way. The next thing that's in the patch notes is a Lost Kingdom improvement, specifically the Desert of Conquest KvK. In response to player feedback, we have made several improvements to the Desert of Conquest. In this update, we will be applying these improvements to all the kingdoms participating in the Season of Conquest. Buddha translates to Conquest. Desert Conquest story is available to all kingdoms participating in Season of Conquest. So everybody has access to it. And they added a new booster effect for level 4 tunnels. I think that's passes. Troops traveling through the Dead Sea from a level 4 pass will receive a massive boost to march speed. So you just made your way through this particular version of KvK. And I think one of the big problems is you spend a lot of time marching places, right?
Yes, just way too long marching is it's like you use the expansion buff, and then you're gonna get like fewer than an hour just fighting, less than an hour. The rest 3 hours you're just gonna marching. Yeah.
So
Because
3
I have
hours of
seen
marching and 1 hour of playing, especially because you can't just like let your troops march and then it's not like they're safe when they get to where they're going. Like you got to watch them the whole time, right? So they're adding a lot of march speed, which I hope solves the problem. A massive boost to march speed would need to be like 400%. I mean, those troops are going to be freaking flying on the map. And like what happens when you're in combat also is going to be kind of interesting. Like, do you still have the speed boost when you're in combat? Like you can run away really easily. I don't know, man. Also, they say increase the movement speed of sent troops. That might be rallied troops.
no, they just say that they're gonna give a march speed boost to just send army. It's not rally or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. As long as your troops is outside the pass 4, the first zone, your troops gonna get a march speed boost. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And they improve the map balance, adjusting the coverage of holy lands, which presumably is holy sites, and forts. So I think you were saying earlier when we were chatting, your interpretation here is they might be making an area like Kingsland a little larger because it's just so small.
Yeah, it's really small. At the moment, it's really small. It's barely can fit one alliance in there. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Okay. So they're going to make those spaces larger, hopefully, which I think sounds like a good change. And they decrease the difficulty of some of the Lost Kingdom Chronicle quests. These improvements take effect in new Lost Kingdom Desert Conquest KvK. Okay, cool. So, I mean, personally, I am hesitant to try out the Desert Conquest KvK until more other kingdoms have done it. And based on our conversation that we were having earlier, it sounds like your experience with Desert Conquest KvK is that you would probably not queue for that again for a while compared to the other formats. And that do you think changes like these are going to be enough to make you want to queue for it again? Or are you going to be on hiatus from that for a while?
Well, to be honest, except for the marching part, the rest of it I feel it's really enjoyable. First off is the healing potion part. It's really nice to get, it's like more than 50% of your resources is saved from just fighting, because you're gonna get a lot of healing potion, and you're gonna save a lot of resources and speed ups. It's really nice. I mean, like, you don't have to worry about the reinforcement stuff because it always have the reserve troops part. It's like once the rally side has 2 million troops, and then the garrison side have 2 million troops, and as we play the game now, usually you have to keep reinforcing the flags or the rally when the numbers got low, right?
Right.
But the new system, in the garrison side, you can just put troops in there, automatically refill the structure once the garrison side has the troops got down.
Or that's a
Yeah,
change there.
yeah,
Oh,
it's working at the moment. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So there are structures on the map that you can have troop reserves in. And like,
Yep.
do they automatically refill when the garrison gets below a certain point?
Yes, that's what I mean. They just automatically refill.
Huh.
It's really nice.
That is kind of cool, especially because you can't have any cities nearby. So you better have a lot of troops stored in there in reserve. The next thing that they mention in the patch note is that there is a new Champions of Olympia map and improved rewards. Feel free to fight. The changes include the new Echo Canyon night map is out. Attack the Fire Thief when he appears in Echo Canyon to gain support for your team. So that we were talking about this earlier, and I think your interpretation was that there's like an NPC, a boss, that when you fight it and beat it, your team gets a buff, which is kind of cool. Reward improvements, optional equipment material chests can now be traded until entering the Golden Glory Alliance. So I think that what you were saying there is they relaxed the requirements for material crates.
Yeah, I think it's the requirement rank is lower. I
Okay,
mean,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah. I think Golden Glory Alliance must be referring to the rank. And
Yeah,
now I
that's
think you can get them at a lower rank. And then
that's
for Protect the Supplies, they've designed a new skill equipped to the teeth. And they adjusted the difficulty level to now have a star cap from 25 to 30. So what they're saying here is, previously when you did Protect the Supplies, this was an individual event where you would challenge it and get some number of star credit based on the level of challenge you were doing. They've added probably another dial that goes from 0 to 5. That now means there can be a total level of 30 stars on this thing. And it says after reaching 20 stars, you can get all of the off-the-chart rewards. So there's like sort of standard rewards that everybody gets. And now they say Heart Aspiration.
it's actually the Heart of Desire event. Yeah.
Heart of Desire. This is
The
the
event.
new, I guess, Legendary Tavern alternative for your Sovereign keys. And governors can select 5 desired commanders. We actually showcased what this looks like in a previous video. I'll have a card up in the top. You can go check that out. They can be unlocked with an Epiphany key, but that's almost certainly a Sovereign key, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Cool. So the final section of the patch notes here can actually have some really major changes. So let's just cruise our way through these and see if anything really stands out. These are the other changes section. When Season 3 Light versus Darkness comes to an end, governors who are about to enter the Season of Conquest will be able to preview Season of Conquest. I think that's kind of cool. Like, you can get a look at what you're about to walk into. They also added the ability to cancel Osiris practice battles, which I think is great. If you schedule a practice match for some time in the future, your whole alliance can't do any more practice matches until that one happens. So the ability to cancel is good. They added a Master and Commander achievement quest. They're adding achievement quests. That's kind of cool. Master Commander is one of the categories of achievement quests. Okay. They changed the number of units returned from the Summoner's Arms during the Resilient Warriors event. Each Summon's Revival now only returns 1% of all sacrifices, minimum of 5,000. Keep me honest, but I think this has to do with KvK Season 2 and 3, how you can kind of like buy a bundle and it gives you an item to get more of your troops back that died at the end of KvK. Does that sound right?
Yep, that's right.
So it sounds like they're making some changes to that. Changing the number of units returned. Each Summon's Revival now only returns 1% of all sacrifices, minimum of 5,000. I feel like it was a minimum of 2,000 before. So that feels like an upgrade?
Yeah, they increased the cap for each ticket.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing. Change the announcement of the event governor. Okay. You gotta help me out with this one. What's this mean?
They said that they're gonna change the notification system for the Mightiest Governor event.
Oh.
They now you can preview the upcoming commander from the notification screen.
Oh, cool.
I believe that it works for the SOC kingdoms where you can preview all the available commanders that you can choose from the upcoming Mightiest Governor.
And then this, nearly the last thing in here is about a city theme. And apparently, if you start a new account now in a really young kingdom, there is an event where you can get a city theme if you gain enough power fast enough. And it's an epic city theme, and we were talking about it. You didn't think it was too big of a deal. But it says this theme can no longer be obtained from the Victory at Arms event. It's now going to be obtained in this new Battle Glory event. And that event is only available to new character governors, so brand new governors in kingdoms born between April 9th of 2022, so coming up, and later. So this is like brand new kingdoms will have now a separate event to get the city theme rather than how that's working today, which you were describing as sort of when you get to, I think, 1.5 million power within a certain time frame. Let us know what you think about this update in the comments below. Man, so look, as soon as we know how this emblem system works for equipment, I'm going to make a video about it because this changes like everything, maybe. It seems like it could be a big deal. I genuinely hope that the balance feels right here. Awesome. Well, HoangIceD, thank you for joining me and first of all, bringing these patch notes to my attention and then jumping on voice with me to help translate. I think everybody really appreciates it. We're all waiting with bated breath to see what the heck this new emblem system looks like. If you enjoyed the video, throw a like on here and consider subscribing so you don't miss the latest news literally as soon as it drops in Rise of Kingdoms. And until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom.